What's going on, everybody? Brandon Schaefer here. Just doing a little watercolor today of this forest scene. Hopefully it should be pretty cool. Thanks everybody for joining. So I already have the sketch. Obviously I put a little bit of wax resist in some small areas just to maintain a really bright white of the paper, hopefully. So yeah, I'm gonna get started here. We'll just start putting some washes down, I guess. As the painting progresses, I'll talk about all the colors I use. I've finally listed all of them out so you guys can see. I'll post that in the chat here shortly once we get more viewers and stuff. That way I don't have to keep reposting it. How's it going, everybody? Cassie, what's happening? Lucy, Assad, Martin, what's happening? What's going on? I'm gonna wet all my colors real quick, I guess, while we're waiting. Should have done that, forgot to do that. I did the sketch, but I forgot to wet the colors. So I do this just to kind of reactivate them slightly. I put a bunch of new color out yesterday, so it's pretty cool. You're not late, Ying. Just started. Literally just started. Haven't even done anything. Just wetting my colors, getting things ready to go. All right. How's it going, Alexandra? What's happening? Welcome. Thanks for joining. All right. Well, we got enough people here, so I'm gonna post in the not the description. I'm gonna post in the chat all the colors I use in my palette, because I always get that question. So now this is a list of all the colors I use. Oh, it didn't really work. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Gonna have to modify this. I had a whole list, and apparently you can't post it as a list, so now I gotta add some commas. Okay, that was a disaster. 1 second. A few more commas and spaces here. I should have tested that before I was gonna post it, I guess. Okay, and it's so long I can't even post it. Okay. So that, and then that. Okay, there's all my colors that I'm using. What paint do I use? Graham watercolors. Posted that in the chat as well. Yeah, I did the sketch before just to save some time. It's really not that critical. It was a very simple sketch. Is this the usual time for live streams? No, I don't really have a usual time. Mostly in the evenings normally. Normally I do like 3 or 4 hours from now. So there's all the colors and everything. So check it out. We're gonna start going here. I'm gonna start out with some big washes, I think, for the most part. So I'm gonna make the sky color ultramarine blue, maybe a little cobalt teal, maybe we're gonna grade down slightly. And I'm gonna make that very light, but there's not much sky, so It's just kind of some areas. This might show through later in the painting, might not. It's also going to add some coolness and some, some coolness to the background. I'm going to make it a lot cooler in the background, cooler greens. So let's mix up some cooler greens like Viridian, Ultramarine Blue. And maybe like yellow ochre. A little bit of cadmium yellow just to get a stronger green. But I'm going to try to keep most of the greens back here very cool. Because I want these cooler greens to contrast against the warm yellow greens that I'm going to have. I should put the warm yellow greens in first actually, but I'm going to do it. I'll do that in a second here. I'll leave some of the white light areas. Yeah, I kind of didn't plan this out enough. I kind of jumped into it, didn't even think about it. Okay. But now that I'm thinking about it, we can do this. So cooler greens. I'm going to transition into warmer greens before I hit the important areas, of course. Cooler greens here. Cool it down even more. So it looks like right here there's going to be start transitioning into some warmer greens. They're really just yellow. A little bit of green, mostly yellow. Indian yellow and cadmium yellow. A little bit of Viridian or something. I don't know. We'll see if this works. Going bold. I'm going bold right in the beginning. Let's do it. So I'm gonna have to go back over with some cooler green as a shadow color, which is fine. Yeah, I kind of didn't really think about how I was gonna go about doing this. All right, different plan. Let's just do it all washes. Let's do it all washes. At least I have an idea for the coolness. I know that Got some of that in there, keyed in. All right, I'm gonna hit these trees real quick. Let's get some of that, some of these trees going. So yeah, my watercolor process is pretty insane, pretty weird. But this one, I didn't really think about it before I started for some reason. It's like, oh yeah, let's just do it. So, lesson learned, lesson learned. All right, there we go. Got kind of the light and shadow and stuff figured out a bit here. Have you felt less lonely during this quarantine while making these live streams? Yeah, a little bit. Do you ever experiment with gouache on watercolor? Sometimes. Hello, Elena. How's it going? It's looking a little too tight. I want to loosen some of this up in the beginning. All right. I feel better about that now. I'm just splattered all over it. Feels it's not too precious yet, you know? Just trying to keep it loose and fun. So this is the very first stage. Just gonna do the same thing again this next time. Put in some more cools, really get a little bit darker. You know, darken all these shadows, coolness, and then these yellows and stuff will really pop out, hopefully. I think I want this to be a lot more cooler back here. Show some distance and stuff. It's almost dry. It's really close. Pretty close, pretty close. Interesting colors though. I think we'll be there. I think it's gonna get there. I think the cools are the wrong value. It needs to be darker, and then this warmth will hopefully look lighter and brighter. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this ends up turning out. I'm so impatient. So how's everybody's weekend going? What's happening? What's going on? Where's everybody from? What's everybody doing? I haven't really done much. Went for a drive earlier, trying to enjoy the weather. Was gonna go out in nature, but all the parks are closed, basically. I haven't really started doing earlier live streams. It's just Sunday today, so I decided to do one during the day rather than later in the evening. I mean, the past few ones I started them like 30 minutes earlier, but they're not that much earlier. Greetings from Kuwait, Croatia. That's cool. How's it going? How's everything going in Croatia? How's the weather? What's happening? Anything interesting going on? Just waiting for this to dry, folks. Just a little bit longer. No, I don't own a hair dryer. I could do the foreground. Foreground seems dry enough. Let's try it. Let's do it. Tired of waiting. So we're going to get some cooler greens going. Alberta, Croatia again. All right. All right, somebody else from Cali, somebody from Scotland, Texas. Cool. I'm from California as well, or I'm in California. I'm not actually from California, but I live here. Sacramento area. Poland. All right, that's cool. A lot of European folks, it seems. Colombia, Wales. Sweet. All right. Okay, let's see. That's light, so this is shadow. Right, this is shadow. This is shadow. Okay, so now I want to start mixing in some browns into that because it's kind of dirt. There's dirt up here. Just mixing up some color here, folks. For this path. Just getting it a little more purple. Such. No, I took a trip to Alaska a few years ago, but I'm not from Alaska. Yeah. Somebody from Seattle, the Bahamas. Oh, the Bahamas must be nice. Where am I from? I was born in Mississippi, but I live in California right now. Thanks, Kashiga. You love the songs from my Bandcamp, especially Aurora. Appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't made anything in a little while. It's been a while, but I appreciate it. Somebody from Hong Kong. Hope everything's going well. Do you usually listen to any music while you're painting, like when you're not live streaming? Yeah, sometimes. I haven't really painted in a while, not on a live stream, so. But normally when I do, yeah, like I'll listen to like podcasts or I'll listen to music or something. Considering your background in oil, is there anything in watercolor that you have found to be a pleasant surprise or not so pleasant surprise? That's a good question. I mean, I love the simplicity of watercolors. I don't really know. I can't really think of anything in general, like a certain subject or something. I like the simplicity of the materials compared to oils. Just trying to soften some edges here, kind of. Gives more of a light effect rather than something so sharp looking. Yeah, we'll see if this is going to turn out good or not. Sorry, folks, just trying to get good exposure there for you guys. Somebody from Brazil. It's cool. Always somebody from Brazil in the thing, usually, it seems. Let's see, what do I do now? What do I hit now? Maybe this whole background area, and then the trees again. And then the foreground again. Oh man, I let this dry. I didn't want that to dry. I wanted to blend that out up into the background. Okay, let's see here. Wow, somebody from Hawaii. That's cool. Wish I was in Hawaii. What island? I've only ever been to, well, I've been to Maui and I've been to Lanai. But Maui is amazing. I love Maui. Been to Maui twice so far. Okay, let's hit this background now. I think it needs to be darker. There we go. Okay, let's see. Now I gotta be careful here because I want to preserve some of this yellow green, so I want to be careful here. Oh, I want to preserve a lot of the yellow-green. Have I ever been to Europe? Yes, actually, I have a whole, if you go to my playlists on my channel, I have a whole playlist of me, I vlogged and did some painting sketches in, all throughout England and in Paris. I think there's like 11 videos or something, I can't even remember. But yeah, I kind of vlogged everything I did and then the painting sessions and stuff. It was pretty cool. It's definitely a cool little trip, but that's as far as I've been in Europe so far. What's up, buddy? So my cat just turned 15 last week. For anyone who knows my cat, Kitty, she just turned 15. And she's doing pretty well. Really well. Can't even tell she's 15. Most people are surprised when they hear that. Because she runs around and plays and stuff. Can't even tell she's 15. No worries that you're a new subscriber. No worries at all. But I was just letting you know. I got so many videos on my channel, so I don't blame you for not knowing. There's no way anybody could keep up with all of it. But yeah, I have a whole like plein air adventure series, and those videos are part of that. Definitely remembering to splatter today, man. I like texture. We need texture on this thing. You know, this is nature. There's like stuff everywhere. So just makes it look more organic. You know, I like having texture and things happening. Well, does this look crazy enough yet? I think we need a little bit more variation. We need some like purple, we need some like brown. There we go. Like that. We got more purple in there. So now we could hit the trees, and that's hopefully I'll get the light effect going here. Have I ever been to the Bahamas? No, I have not. Have not. Thanks for tuning in, Sarah. Glad you could make it. Okay, let's see. I think we need to darken these trees down. I think this needs to be darker a bit. That darker. This needs to be darker. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the trees, because now that the trees all look so much brighter than everything else, and usually the trees are the darkest thing in a landscape for the most part. So we definitely need to like darken the trees down so that they're reading correctly. Most people I know that have gone from oil to watercolor find watercolor really hard. Your style is somewhat like you are painting oil, which is extremely interesting. Yeah, I think I'm just inexperienced with watercolor. And I kind of, I don't know, I just do my own thing. I don't really know what works or not. Depends on my mood too. Sometimes I have followed like more traditional, washes and stuff, and doing it like a better method, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just make it up. I just try to make it work. No problem, Jane. Hope it goes well. Okay, didn't mean to do that. Man. Do I work somewhere other than YouTube? Yes, I do. I have a day job. I do graphic design for my day job. Hmm. It's been about 45 minutes. Sorry, folks, just getting real serious there. I'm not sure why Jerry's Artarama sold out of Imgram. I don't know if it's because of me, but I know the price of everything has gone up on Amazon for some reason. It's like, what? Why is the price going up? You think more people will be buying stuff right now online because everybody's stuck at home. Maybe they're just like, I don't know. I don't get it. I guess nobody's going out to the stores as much, so they're bumping the price up online. I don't know. I kind of needed some paint, but I'm not buying it right now because it's more expensive. Doesn't make any sense to buy it right now. At least on Amazon. I'm not sure about the other places. I think it's a little darker, something like that. Just started watching, but can't wait to replay to see how you created the light. Cool, appreciate it. I'm glad it seems like it's working, because I'm kind of debating it. I'm like, is it working? I don't know. Maybe I've looked at it too long already. Okay, let's see. Just need some other small things here. Let's try to It's missing a really dark tree over here. That's what I'm missing. Let's see if I can put that in. Because that might give it a lot of depth. That's the one thing on Nightbot I didn't turn off. I didn't turn off the if you put too many caps, if you type in caps lock too much. I turned off all the other stuff. Yeah, folks, just don't type it. Don't shout at me. Yeah, good point, Jess, on the Amazon stuff. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Okay, let's see. I kind of lost the drawing of this dark tree, so I'm gonna have to make it up. Hope it goes well. So let's go up to up like that. Nice, nice. I like that. Using a lot more pigment here, less water. And then create some other branches and stuff off of that. Okay, cool. Looks good. It's decent work. Okay, throwing some small ones down here, just other stuff growing. I might add some darker foliage for this tree over top. That might create more depth as well. Probably needs that. I've never done paper mache art. And Jane says it's the first time watching someone painting live. Thanks, appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm trying not to be, I mean, it's kind of boring watching paint dry, you know what I mean? But I try not to be too boring. But sometimes can't help it. It's life. Life is boring sometimes. Okay. Yeah, maybe let's try some darker foliage right on top of all that. Just here in the corner, a little bit. Darken this down a bit more. And then maybe some final darks somewhere or something. And that might be it. It's pretty close, hopefully. All right, let's see if this will work. Is that darker? Not really. Okay, let's darken that. There's a very dark spot in the forest at the end of the path that adds depth too. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Okay, is that darker? That's darker, so let's try to just sparingly put in some foliage. Just keep it simple. Looks like we got a glare on here, folks. Don't know how to kill that. There we go, something like that. How's that? It's a little better. Has Kitty ever caused any painting disasters? No, not that I know of, actually, surprisingly. That's a good question. No, she hasn't. She kind of stays away from my painting stuff, surprisingly, for the most part. Alright, one thing I don't like right now, just want to darken this part of the grass. Just so you can see the pathway a little bit more clearly. Yeah, Kitty's actually pretty good with my painting stuff. I mean, she climbs up on my painting table and stuff, and sometimes she'll like sit on my sketchbook and stuff like that. But when I'm actually working and stuff and painting, and she doesn't mess with any of it. Somehow she's smart enough to know, like, hey, I don't want to get around this stuff. Okay, I'll take one last look at it. Maybe take the tape off or something. Maybe some more splatters. We need like some dark splatters in the foreground or something. I probably overdo it with the splatters, but I love the texture. It just gives it a little something more for me. I can always take some of these off too. You can kind of wipe some of them back. But it just makes it look more spontaneous or something, more alive. And I'm going to take this tape off and just see where I'm at, what it looks like. So there we go. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that one actually. That was pretty challenging, but I think I'm happy with that one. That looks a lot darker on the screen because it's still wet, but it's not that dark. It matches all the other darks, so. A purple wash extending the shadow over the green in the foreground. I don't think I want to do any more washes on it. I think it's good. I see what you're saying. I could darken this more. It looks different on screen, to be honest, but it's not. It looks a lot different in person. I can't get the. It's really hard to get the exposure right for some reason. But yeah, there's like details and stuff. You see all the little splatters and stuff I did. It just adds a little bit to the whole scene. And you can see how much the colors are changing just with depending on the exposure and the light. Like everything, this camera It's really difficult to get it the correct colors and values, and it's not the best for watercolor painting, but it's a cool camera to use to show my process and everything, for sure. Is it a block? Yeah, it's a block. It curls a little bit, and this is like the second to last sheet of the block, so it kind of curls a bit more than like the top sheet would, but it stays pretty flat. I do have a daylight light bulb. That's what I'm using. But the camera itself, this camera, you can see it just changes. It changes the coloring just depending on how much. See how it gets a lot cooler? There's nothing to do with my light. It's just the exposure. It's just how the camera works. How the camera reads the coloring. So. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's not the big a deal. I mean, you get the overall idea. You can see that it's working out. So, thanks for tuning in, Anne. I appreciate it, even though it's late over there in England. But I'm pretty much done here, folks, I think. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Glad you're able to catch the whole stream, Lucy. That's great to hear. Ever heard of 5 Light? No, I have not. I will check that out, I guess. Possibly. White balance. Yeah, this camera, I can't control the white balance. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. I can't control it. It has some different filters I can put on that I can cycle through, like some weird stuff. But yeah, there's no white balance control really. I can turn on, it has a small light that I can turn on. I can control the exposure, so I can go up and down, and I can make it really bright or really dark, but there's no white balance, so it is what it is, pretty much. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a little crazy, it's a little loose, but that's kind of how I do it. And it's really, honestly, it's really hard to sit down and paint like this because I don't normally paint this way. I normally stand up and paint, and I'm able to step back a lot more. Usually the painting's tilted. It's just a different feel when you're sitting down flat and trying to paint. So anyway, yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope it looks decent. Yeah. I don't know. It was a challenge. It's always a challenge getting that kind of like lighting effect. Maybe I should have simplified and grouped the lights more together a little bit better, more strongly. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next stream. We'll be doing a pen and ink, I guess, next time. So I'll see you there. Peace.